with me during the fourth season where I was like I was recognizing, I was like, she sounds so familiar. And then once I actually looked it up, I was like, oh, okay, she's actually voiced by like one of my favorite characters from the show called Harlots on Hulu. And she's like one of the best characters on that show. And I was like, oh, okay, that's where she's from. So that was like a really
Yeah,
cool moment I had.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I mean, I'm loving the show, but yeah, that was the one I was like, oh my gosh, she's gonna be like she's gonna be trouble. Like she's gonna be trouble for like this group of female vampires that are trying to take over basically start an empire, and I'm just like, okay, this is pretty dope. But when she's feeding Hector the berries, and then Hector tries to get a little crazy with himself. I'm just like, yo, relax.
Oh,
Don't do anything.
that was funny when he got her like through the bars of the cell and like tried to like
Yeah,
try like try to slam her against the bars or something like that, and she just like teleports behind him and like fucks him up.
dude, that was awesome.
Yeah, that was
It's like the
funny.
looks that she gave too, where she was like, yo, you made the wrong move. And then she like throws him all over the place.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah. Hey man, I was okay. It's like Lady Dimitrescu. I was like, okay, we're getting
Oh
somewhere.
man, it's crazy.
Low key, Hector probably liked it. All right, let me
uh,
do a sound test real quick, and then I'll get back to you guys.
cool. Sounds good. Yeah, it's a damn good show. I will fully stand by that.
Yeah, well, we can't hear you. You gotta change your settings, bro.
Yeah, come on, man. What's going on, man? Fully stand by that. Wait, so did you get like a new microphone or something? Wait, so did you get like a
Allow. I am speaking with my mouth. Do you hear me? Speaking with my mouth.
Yeah, I mean I heard that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even I heard it. I'm like, Jesus, Walter, that's how you sound like.
Yeah, I was hoping you guys would hear that. Okay, cool.
Alright. Um we are on
All right,
15, right?
we are on 15. Yes, sir.
Jesus.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 15.
That's right. Wait, don't talk about that.
Oh,
No, I'm just kidding.
disappointed.
Nah, I'm just kidding. It's a good game. Good game.
It's alright. It's alright. I had fond memories.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly, bros.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's literally the definition of bros before hoes.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Even the game was like, nah, the hoe, she gone. I was like, okay,
Yeah, exactly, bro.
okay,
It's like,
I
yo, we
guess.
gotta get to this city. We got pronto. We gotta get there. We gotta get there, right? Nah, wait. Hold on. Let's get a couple noodles. Let's get some ice cream. Let's go to the city real quick.
Bro, let's go.
Let's take selfies real quick. Let's
Let's
go
take
camping.
selfies. Let's go to the beach. Let's cook. Whoa, Noctis, I have a new recipe, bro. I'm like, oh, sweet.
Yeah,
Oh, wait, but what about your girl? Ah, she can wait.
yeah, it's okay. She's gonna be wife. It's all right.
Yeah. She already needs, she's set to marry me, whatever. So we can't change that. Nothing's gonna change. Let's just keep
Yeah,
throwing
yeah,
that.
she's cool. She's cool. She's chilling. All right, I just tweeted out that we're live, so we're good to go whenever
Yeah,
You are.
I'm doing the same right now.
Oh, you're tweeting it? Okay, cool, cool,
Yeah.
cool. Just doing a sound test.
Damn, dude, I was getting I was getting shot at. I'm like over here tweeting. Um,
What are you playing today? Let me check.
just Mass Effect.
Ooh. Y'all in that Mass Effect, man. That game game has to be good, man. I need to buy that trilogy soon.
Yes, sir.
You clocked in what 133? I read. Was it
Yeah,
like 133 hours?
133.
Jesus.
Okay, let's get into this. As soon as Macho gets back.
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
Alright, cool. Guys, welcome back to the 15th episode of the DualShock Sense Podcast. I am your host, Soul, the connoisseur of anime waifus, joined as always with Macho. How you doing, man?
What's going on, everybody? It's the King of Kingdom Hearts and the Final Fantasy fanatic back at it again for this week. It's been crazy, dude. It's been quite a long week. I started a new job, but life's good, family's good, gaming is good. So I'm ready to dive into the topics here and get a couple of shenanigans. Let's do it.
Yes, sir. And we got Walt. How you doing, man?
I am doing fantastic, y'all. Your boy is a newborn next-gen owner. I finally copped a PS5. Walmart is a never-ending source of goodness, apparently, because every time I go there, I find the rarest of items. I found the Mario Odyssey Switch when it came out, because it was scarce here, and I finally got the PS5. Oh my god, this thing is insane. I'm doing fantastic. Oh yeah. Bring all the
Jesus.
seals.
Alright.
All the seals.
You chill with that.
Hey, give it up for our boy. He finally got the PS5.
Hey, we'll get into that.
Man.
We'll talk about that. Oh.
What?
No, we'll get into that. I want to hear his impressions and whatnot. So yeah, man, we got a pretty packed show for you guys this week. As always, go ahead and drop a like. We would greatly appreciate that. Consider subscribing to the channel as well. What's up, Logic Wins? We see you in the chat. So yeah, man, let's get started with this. First, let's talk about what you guys have been playing this week. Actually, let's just jump into it. Whoa, talk about your first impressions with the PS5, man. How are you liking it? Have you gotten to play anything on the new console yet?
The icebreaker for me was Resident Evil 8, since I'm trying to platinum that game. And already, I'm used to, on my PS4, I'm used to booting it up. And I pick my phone up, and I scroll a little bit on Twitter while it loads a little bit. I did that now with my PS5, and I just put my phone down immediately because it loaded so quick. Oh my god, this thing is fast. This is, for the last 6 months, I get it. I get it. This is insane. And here's the thing, it the storage, it hasn't given me problems, honestly, because I don't download Call of Duty level games. I don't download 200 gig games, so I haven't had any trouble with that. I downloaded like 20 games. I'm like pretty good right now on games downloaded, and I'm switching back and forth with streaming and video games. The loading times, oh my god, that's the main thing, man. The loading times are insane. I play Resident Evil. I gave All Stars, Destruction All Stars a go because on this podcast we have someone vouching for that game, and
why don't you say his name, man? Huh? Why don't you say his name?
Hey man, this man's soul over here, and I tried it, man, and let me say it's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. It's a good time killer, It's a good game. It's not terrible. It's fun. It's fun.
I'll never play it again, but I had fun for the 19 hours I spent with it.
It's the kind of game where I feel like I want to play a match or two, and I do it, and then I just play something else for 5 hours. I probably say the Resident Evil, the frame rate, I already noticed it. The resolution. I don't have my 4K TV, so I'm not experiencing that high level true 4K. I'm on my HD 1080 like old screen, but it still looks amazing. I've tried that, and then I also played a little bit of Last of Us with the 60 FPS patch that they did for the PS5, the upgrade.
Oh, The Last of Us Part 2, you mean?
Last of Us Part 2, man. This is like playing a whole new game. This is like I'm playing. Oh my god, I can't keep up. It's faster than I am. This is insane. This console is insane, man. Now I don't have to dread the fact that whenever I hear an announcement and I'm in my mind to go, is it cross-gen? Because maybe I'll be able to play it then. No, now I can be like, alright, because I have everything now. Now I can just sit still. And if you announce the game, I'm gonna be more calm. Forbidden West, I think that one's gonna be cross-gen, right? Or is it gonna be PS5 exclusive?
Yeah, cross-gen. We'll talk about that.
Cross-gen, okay. Yeah, we'll talk about that. But I'll be able to experience the full glory of its upscaled version, you know? All the Ratchet and Clank, man. Now I'm excited because Ratchet and Clank, I'm going to be able to purchase Returnal. I'll be able to purchase Demon Souls. You know, these are games I haven't purchased because these games are not cheap games. I need to go one by one. That's one thing. I got next gen, but that comes with a price. You know, $10 extra that I have to now pay for games.
Yeah, but you got the PS5 at probably the best time though because of the Days of Play sale. Well, I know Returnal's not on sale, but Demon Souls, Sackboy, Miles too. So if there's a couple you didn't have, there's a sale right there for you.
For sure, and I gotta tell you, man, I already platinumed it, and because it's a short, simple game, but that's one of the best experiences I've had in video games, and it's Astro's the Astro game.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Wow.
Yeah.
I was mind blown. Literally, you know where you're booting up the game, and not even Astro, it's like the PS5 and it opens up like the touchpad and it puts like a bunch of little Astros in it and it makes you like go like from side to side, like feeling them roll inside from side to side, from left to right. I did that for like a straight like 5 minutes. I was mind blown. I was like, oh my god, this controller, it is incredible. The DualSense. Whoa, this is like one of the best controllers I've ever had in my hands. This is insane. This feels like quality. This doesn't feel the cheap plasticky, you know, as much as I played it. I wasn't a fan of the DualShock from the beginning. My hands would hurt because I have big hands. They would cramp. They didn't have any alternative, like a bigger alternative. The PS5 DualSense, this is insane. It is so comfortable. It's so slick. I'm kind of sad that, you know, it's very minimalist. There's no colors. There's no, you know, the buttons. They're just outlines. They're just a drawing, black and white drawings. I'm not a fan of that, but I like the translucent, like, see-through options that it has now. The adaptive triggers, oh my god. Y'all, for 6 months, people know what this is, but this is like, oh, Jesus Christ, where was I? I was like, yeah, I'll get a PS5 when I can. Oh my god, why didn't I try harder? This is amazing. But yeah, Astro's Playroom, absolute, like, one of the best experiences I've had with a video game, because the way that the DualSense took advantage of everything. They took advantage of DualSense in a way that I never imagined. This is so new to me, guys. I feel like a little kid. This is like a new toy. I am so happy. Thank you two for making fun of me and encouraging me to get one. You know, because like, golly, this is insane. It's big. I have it next to every console, and this thing is huge. Jesus Christ, it's like half of my TV. PS5 is not small. But yeah, man.
That's what I'm saying. If you're gonna travel with it, or at least frequently travel, like I do sometimes, getting like a carrying case is so worth it.
Oh, bro, you know it. Like I'm already on that. Cause what?
No, you can definitely kill someone with that, without a doubt.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'll send you the link that I used to buy the case. I got for like $50, I think. So.
Oh yeah, man, sounds awesome. But yeah, man, fast as hell. I love that. The loading times are non-existent. Basically, the games, they feel much better. They run way smoother. Right now, I have no complaints. I mean, I'm just starting. Eventually, I'll see like whatever nitpicks people find it with it. I'm not much of a nitpicker. I've never been. I've always appreciated every console I've had, from the worst to the best. And honestly, I'm just excited, man. I'm excited that I can be excited for PS5 games now, uh, for the exclusives at least, because the other ones I could have played before, but now, yeah, man. Now I can talk with perspective. Now I don't just have to hear y'all talk about the PS5 and me be like, yeah, I saw a video. It looks cool. I don't. I'm happy, man. I'm happy.
Welcome to the club, man.
Yeah,
Welcome to
man.
the
I'm
club.
happy. I'm
Thank you,
happy
thank
for
you.
you, man. Welcome to the
Sounds like a
club,
new
man.
car. Thank you, thank
Um,
you.
yeah, man. So that's So yeah, are you definitely so like what's are you like 100% getting Ratchet on day one? Is that sort of your next big purchase?
That's my that's what I have in mind right now. That's definitely I when I said I fell in love with the gameplay and everything, that wasn't just like pure like just opinion. Like I'm legit. I'm more likely than not that day one. I'm thinking if I should go physical or digital, but if I want to play it as soon as possible, I'll go digital. But I'm gonna be day one getting that. Order it somewhere on Amazon or something. I'm excited. It looks so good. It looks so much fun. And my first Ratchet and Clank was the remake that you did for the PS4.
Mm-hmm.
And hearing you guys talk about how some of the wit and the humor was not there from like the old games. It gives me hope that this new one will have maybe not that same wit, but it'll have more heart, Because I think the remake wasn't like I don't think it's the best introduction to the franchise. I think
Yeah, definitely not.
from what I hear people.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm day one there. I'm
nice. That's
more likely, yeah.
good. That's awesome. I don't think you can go wrong with that. Cool, man.
Oh yeah,
I'm happy. I'm happy for you that you finally got the console. Um,
yeah, man.
all right. So, Macho, what about you, man? You've been getting into anything this week?
Yes, sir. I've been engaging in a lot more PC gaming just to get my PS5 a rest. I've been so hardcore with Resident Evil and Mass Effect right afterwards. I did finish Mass Effect, and I started like 3, 4 hours into Mass Effect 2. But the thing is, after the Horizon Forbidden West gameplay reveal, Zero Dawn has like been stuck in my mind ever since. So
Sir.
ever since then, I kind of just been going diving into Horizon Zero Dawn and Final Fantasy 14. So I've been kind of jumping back for between that, but yeah, I'm and I think like halfway through Horizon Zero Dawn now. I just made it to Meridian,
Mm.
and I'm just kind of engaging like a lot of the side content, open world on PC, and it's gorgeous. It's the frame rates are just like another level as far as like how what you can achieve with what you got, but it's like magnificent. Like I'm finding so much fun in this game again. I am seeing a couple of like drawbacks that like some of the complaints that people have. I'm starting to see that now, where the facial animations are very stiff. Some of the sign
Mm-hmm.
content is not super engaging or really just all that fun to like interact with, but I do like exploring a lot, and I like finding these collectibles to kind of like get like the background information on this world and what happened again. So I'm enjoying that a lot, and of course, since it's on PC, I made Aloy into Baloy
Oh
with those
man,
hair colors.
man,
Ooh.
you too horny, man. That was some crazy stuff I was seeing on those screenshots.
Yeah, man, you saw the casual look where she got those shorts and then the
Oh man.
like the black tank. Yeah, man, it's dope, man. It's cool because like it's another way of just experiencing the game because some of the outfits that she has in the game are a little funky, like the designs, and I'm not like the
Oh
biggest
man,
fan of them.
I love them. There's one. Oh God, I forgot what it's called. I think it's like one of the Karja outfits. It's the one that has like the like baby
Yeah,
blue.
the car's up blazing.
That yeah. And there's like another one that's like it's like she has like a red silk dress and then it's like light blue like shoulder guards or something like that. Another character wears that same outfit, but yeah, it's like those two outfits specifically are like my favorites.
Maybe you're talking about Karja Storm Ranger. I think
Yeah,
I haven't gotten all the outfits yet, but I want to because they a lot of them do look really good.
there. Have you
Yeah,
met?
so the
I think her name's Talandra. She's like the girl in the hunting lodge.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, she wears the same outfit basically. Like her outfit. Aloy could get something pretty similar to that, and like that outfit is like my favorite one in the game.
Okay, then I'll have to do that one. I did like a couple of the hunting lodge stuff, but not like a ton of it. I was more just going around collecting like the metal flowers and the Banuk figures,
Yeah.
and just like kind of taking out the corrupted zones. But yeah, some of the outfits are a little funky, but there are some that are stand out. But like giving her the casual outfit mod just brings like a whole new vibe to it. That's really cool. And of course, I'm creating like this like fan fiction in my head. Like she found like this outfit in like one of the cauldrons and was like, "This looks cute," and decides to put it on.
Yeah, that's
But
how it usually goes. It's cute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. That's how you
yeah, that's
justify it,
cool.
man. Huh? That's
Yeah,
how you do
exactly,
it.
exactly.
Oh
It's not
man.
because when
Golly.
she goes swimming and then
Oh
she.
man.
No, it's
Jeez.
cool though. It brings a whole
Bonk.
new like level of like fun to it. And then obviously changing your hair to like to be white to look like Daenerys from Game of Thrones, or right now have her with black hair. So it's really cool, kind of like re-experiencing this game with like a couple of PC exclusive DLC. Um, but yeah, man, it's been good times. I've been having a lot of fun with this game. Hopefully I can finish it before. My goal is to finish it at least Tuesday or Monday before I have to head over and start commuting to work more often,
Cool,
and before
cool.
Ratchet and Clank in Final Fantasy 7. So
Definitely nice. How are you finding so like my biggest problem with or at least like one of my issues with Zero Dawn was like I liked everyone in that game aside well okay Aloy herself, Silence, and Elizabeth Sobek were like the only characters that like I actually like somewhat like cared for in that game. I feel like the side characters in that game are like they are woefully just like underutilized or they're just like not that interesting. So like my biggest hope for the sequel is that they really double down on side characters and make them worthwhile like to get invested in and people that you actually care about. Like do you find any of the side characters particularly interesting in that game?
no, not really. And a big part of, at least not so far, um, and the big part of it is because of the facial animations. But again, shouts to Gorilla for like even going into this realm
Yeah, yeah.
after coming off of first-person shooters and this being their first and kind of really knocking it out of the park. But a lot of it is because of the facial animations, how stiff they are, that it's kind of like awkward, and it feels like something's off. But at least the voice acting is really good. But on top of that, it's just like the side characters I'm not really like too fond of. Really, I kind of just like I just want to play more,
Got,
more than anything than kind of like
gotcha.
listen to like all their stories at this point.
Yeah. And I think also like the story for you where you're at it doesn't truly kick off until like after Meridian, so I think things are just starting to like heat up for you. um
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's right now. It's at the point where we came across one of the side characters that has the other uh, focuses that
oh
Aloy has.
Owen.
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
he's
I
so
finished.
dumb. I
I
just
just
go ahead.
no, go for it, go for it.
I was just saying, I just I don't know why. It's just his design that just like makes me angry. I don't know why. Same thing with Aaron. I just don't understand like his mohawk and then his facial hair. It's just like I don't know what it is, man. I just don't like. I think it's just a dumb design overall, man.
Yeah, this is what I was saying. Like as far as like some of the outfits, I'm just like these are like that's what I mean by it's a little funky. Where it's just like okay, it's just kind of odd, but but yeah, I get what you mean by that. Yeah, it's I just finished doing one of the main quests with Olim, and basically just like this whole like what's the word I'm looking for? It's basically just a group that's like fantasizing about like Hades and like what that means for the corruptors and stuff like that. So I'm kind of just going slowly through that, and that's where I stopped off and I started doing side content. But I'm just really trying to level up, really, because from what I hear, the Frozen Wilds is pretty hard. So I actually want to get to a high level before I engage in that.
Yeah, yeah. I forget what there's like a recommended level before you begin that. I don't know if the game explicitly tells you that, but
Yeah, it's 30. It's level
30.
30.
Okay, yeah. I feel like if you're like around 35, you should be good.
Yeah, I stumbled around one of like one city's areas, or at least the small town areas, and then I went up to like the little green exclamation point and picked up this side quest, and this guy was like his face is animated well, and he was telling like a pretty engrossing story. I'm like, whoa, what's this? I don't remember this side quest. And then it was like an opener to the Frozen Wilds. I was like, God
Yeah,
damn it.
yeah, yeah.
Because now like I'm into it, but like I don't want to go into that until I finish the story again.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Save that for like after you're done with the main game.
Oh, okay, okay, definitely will. But yeah, it's a good time. And then Final Fantasy 14, man, it's sinking me in. I'm getting to the most of the end game content, and just waiting for Walt to jump on, man.
Hey, man. Experiencing the true next gen.
Nice, nice. So yeah, and we'll talk about Horizon a little bit more throughout the podcast. So for me, I finally finished the Mass Effect trilogy, man. It was 133 hours in total. Mass Effect 3 took me the longest. It was surprisingly because it's the most linear of the trilogy, and that game took me 50 hours like on the dot to finish. So yeah, that was and I also feel like I wouldn't have it any other way. That was the game I wanted to spend the most time in, and I'm glad it sort of worked out that way. Yeah, I think Mass Effect 3, now that I finished it, ending and all, I think it's like one of my favorite games of all time. I like adore that game. Yeah,
Even with the ending.
I to be honest, and I don't know if I'll write about this or not. Like that, I feel like that's gonna take a lot to do. But I don't think the ending is as I feel like it's overblown. To be honest, I'm not saying it's the best ending ever or anything like that. It's definitely sloppy the way that they did it, but I don't think it's as bad as everyone makes it out to be. With that said, I understand. I totally understand why people were pissed off with the original ending. Like, if that's how I experienced the game, like my first playthrough, if that was the ending that I experienced, oh yeah, I totally would have been mad. But, taking into account the director's cut and the Leviathan DLC, as well as the Citadel DLC as well, which I mean doesn't have anything to do with the ending, but it's a nice sort of epilogue thing. But specifically having the Leviathan DLC, that adds more context to what happens in the end of the game. So like not having that originally, it's a big sort of like, because all these sort of things get brought up in the ending at the end of the game. So if you don't have the Leviathan DLC there, you just a lot of these things are kind of going over your head. So it kind of boggles my mind that that stuff was even left out of the original ending to begin with. But yeah, having all that context with the director's cut and that DLC specifically, makes that ending a little bit more digestible for me. So yeah, I don't think it's as bad as people were making it out to be. But yeah,
Okay, we're on the same train length then. Cool.
yeah, for sure. Like I once you're kind of like given the choices at the end that to make the ending of the game, I immediately knew what ending I needed to do or that I wanted to do. So like yeah, it wasn't a question of like not understanding what was going on or anything like that. Like it immediately clicked and everything made sense as to okay, this is what I need to do. Given everything that I've gone through throughout the entire trilogy, this is logically like what I need to do. And then for me, I'll just kind of end on this. For me, what made this game work so much was the just like the character resolutions, like where all these characters sort of end up in their character arcs. And then also just like this whole idea of like they really hammer or like double down on this being the end of the trilogy. So like, you know, that final mission, there's this real sense of like you're not coming back. And the thing that really hit me is just like saying goodbye to each and every one of these characters,
Yeah.
and having like you physically having to or wanting to go talk to every one of your teammates and saying goodbye in, you know, sort of different ways. And Macho, do you remember the goodbye to Joker? Like
Yep.
him just saying like it's been an honor to serve with you, Commander. Um or even
Dude, that whole ending sequence is still fresh in my mind,
yeah,
even after all these years.
it's heartbreaking, man, to go having those final conversations with everyone. Yeah, it's that was some of my favorite stuff in the game without a doubt. Obviously, like I have problems with the game as well, but like just that's like one of the biggest reasons, the sense of finality that this game has. It truly feels like the end of this, you know, massive adventure, and that's like one of my favorite parts about it. But yeah, Mass Effect 3 is easily like one of my favorite games of all time. And now,
Dope.
now Macho, I jumped right back into Mass Effect 1. I'm doing an Insanity run. I'm gonna try to get all three games on Insanity for the platinum.
Oh, what? It's so going for the platinum trophy?
Hey, that's how
Wow.
you know I really like a game, man.
Wow, yeah. You usually just don't care.
Yep. Which
That's what's up, man.
I think it's gonna be easier with the second and the third game to actually get the platinum, but the first game, man, I think it's gonna require a third playthrough because have you seen the trophies for the games, by the way?
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
have.
like, you know, like some of them are based off of like using a specific ability like 25 times or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so for the
Those
first
those are a little
game,
bit of the easier ones to get, I think.
yeah, they're easy, but like it's also based on your class. So like for the first game, both my playthroughs so far have focused on biotics rather than tech abilities. So like this second playthrough, I'm just not going to be able to get the tech specific trophies. So that's going to require a third playthrough for me to pick a class that uses tech abilities because I don't have that in this playthrough. So I kind of screwed myself over
Well,
with that.
well,
But
look for I think your one. Sorry to cut you off, but like I think your one answer to that is to pick up Tali, and use her because I think she has the AI hack ability.
can you?
Um,
So does that? Okay, so that's. I'm actually glad you said because I didn't know. Can you actually? Will you still get the trophy if you're just using your teammates to actually get to that number?
Yes, because I was a
Oh,
tech and I was the infiltrator, so I didn't have any biotic abilities really. But I use Liara and I think it's Rex for their pole ability, and I was able to get the trophy there.
interesting. Okay, cool. Okay, I did not know that. All right. So yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
so you probably won't have to do it, but I mean, you have to find an earlier save or at least a save point far, or at least not far into the late end game because that game's autosave is kind of odd. Where you're able to use her ability 25 times. So it's a
All
matter
right.
of either restarting a playthrough or finding a really lucky save to where you can achieve that number.
All right. Cool. Cool. Definitely see if I can get that then. Um. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Mass Effect. Which is funny because like I know Ratchet and Clank is almost here, and I won't be able to get that. Actually, maybe I will be able to get it on Friday. But what I'm trying to say is that like it's gonna be really hard to pull me away from Mass Effect, man. Like Ratchet and Clank might have to wait a little bit. Um,
Oh man, I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one.
right? It doesn't
Man's
make
lying
Exactly.
through his teeth.
it doesn't make any sense, man. But hey, I'm already reinvested in the Mass Effect one, even though I literally just played it like last week. Uh, so
Crazy,
um,
crazy out for me.
Yeah, man. Hey, that's just
I
the
mean,
way.
at least you have a fun reason for it. My reason is just because of community of the work is going to be tiring. I'm having the game shipped to me because no stores around me want to do pickup, and then I'm probably not even going to be home. So,
Yeah.
and then also it's E3 that week, so we got a nice little message from LordsOfGaming.net that we're actually going to be as going in as media. So
Yes,
I
sir.
want to see if we can focus on that. So,
Yes,
but yeah,
sir.
we'll see. I probably would have played Final Fantasy Remake Integrate or Ratchet that weekend. I'm kind of sad.
I know, man. Yeah, that's Jesus. It's a busy week. Um. All right, man. So let's get into some of these topics now. Um. So let's start off with some small things and kind of work our way up. Um. Have you guys seen this job listing for Pixel Opus's next title?
Yes.
Yeah.
I did see the listing. Yeah,
Cool,
did see
cool.
the
So
listing.
essentially, they are their sort of their next project is going to be on Unreal Engine 5, and that we know it's going to be in some collaboration with Sony Pictures Animation, sort of the team behind Into the Spider-Verse, and then they also just did something recently, right? Something Machines, right?
Oh,
Uh,
I know
oh
what
my
you're
God,
talking
something
about.
the family, a Mitchell family. I don't know something Mitchell.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah,
yeah, it's one
I
of the
know
most
that.
recent animated films they put on Netflix. Yeah, I know
right.
what you mean.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, So yeah, this is pretty cool to hear. Especially people were saying that Sony is only concerned about big blockbusters and whatnot, but seemingly they're doubling down on one of their. I think actually, Pixel Opus is their smallest team. So yeah, this is pretty cool to see.
Oh, it is. Yeah, I
Sure.
think I just recently played Concrete Genie and finished it, and there's definitely some potential with that team with like gameplay ingenuity or just how they approach like storytelling design, and I think they have something really special with that.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
I wasn't biggest fan of Concrete Genie. I thought it was fun, but it wasn't like my favorite thing. But
Right,
whatever they do next, I'm gonna be interested regardless.
for sure. Yeah, I feel the same way. Just excited to see. Yeah, with seemingly they're getting a little bit bigger too. So yeah, I'm excited to see what they can do on the PS5. Um, and then on a similar note, actually we had a couple updates on PlayStation Studios. We did get confirmation that Ben Studio is working on a new IP. For me, I mean, I think I pretty much said this on the podcast before. I'm not, even though I've never played Days Gone. There's a specific reason for that, being that it just like aesthetically and it being a kind of generic open world zombie game just like does nothing for me. So I don't want to play it. It could be the greatest game ever, but just that's a big hurdle for me to jump over. Seeing that. Um,
A lot of people have been praising it too recently.
which is I gotta call cap on that, man. I gotta call cap.
That's Cap, Your Honor. That's Cap.
I gotta throw a flag on the field, man, because I didn't see any of this love for Days Gone when it came out. It's so weird to me, man. This game was
But you know,
I like
PC's
to
different
think.
audience, man. You know,
oh
PC's
Yeah,
different
I'd like
man,
to
audience.
think that a lot of the current support is people that weren't playing it when it came out and like just PC players. Because I think compared to when it first came out, I mean the experience with 60 FPS is a completely different monster. Plus, it's not that it's a bad game; it's completely harmless. So you will have people that if it's in harmless territory, some will praise it beyond recognition.
it's just
I
like
don't.
it's just like for me, like from what I've seen of it, it is like the most like it is like triple A the game. It's the most triple A ass
Yeah,
game that
yeah,
there is. The bandit camps,
yeah,
the towers, the crafting, all that stuff. And like
yeah.
I don't know, for me, like that's part of that's some of my biggest gripes with Ghost of Tsushima and Horizon. But thankfully those games have like their concepts and aesthetically and gameplay wise what they're doing is more interesting than and their worlds generally are more interesting than what Days Gone is doing for me. So
Yeah, for sure.
that's yeah, that's that's sort of my biggest thing with Days Gone. But
I think
Yeah,
it's
that's
it,
funny you
it,
mentioned that
it
because I'm playing Horizon Zero Dawn makes me
mm,
really appreciate the gameplay refinedness that we see in Ghost of Tsushima. With even like picking up collectibles as you're riding a mount or something makes all the
mm.
difference. And like how you interact with the world. And you see a little less refinement in Horizon Zero Dawn because of that. But I'm kind of interested to see what Days Gone does with that. Because of the fact you are like your motorcycle is your baby, so
Yeah.
I'm kind of interested to see how that interacts with everything.
yeah, so wait, so you haven't played it yet? Are you saying you're gonna try it eventually?
Days Gone, yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
interesting.
I'm interested to try it eventually. Just like I'm in no rush really. But
Right.
it's on PS Plus. It's free for that month or whatever, and I have it downloaded. So I'd like to try it out eventually. Yeah.
Cool, cool. Yeah, man. So we don't really know too much about the project. I think we can assume. I don't
Just
think
more
they
games.
confirmed it, but I think we can assume it's going to be on Unreal 5. But yeah, this is definitely nice to see. Just in lieu of the whole, you know, them apparently being a Naughty Dog support studio. So
Mm,
I personally, yeah, I'm glad they're not doing a Days Gone 2. I want to see them try something else because obviously they're a talented team, but I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like they picked for their first sort of big foray into the AAA space. I just feel like they picked the least interesting concept for me personally to make their first game under. So hopefully they try something a little bit different.
yeah.
Yeah.
I, I,
So
I had mentioned it a couple podcasts before ago where I compared it a little bit, and I think I saw this also being talked about how Assassin's Creed didn't like start amazing. The first Assassin's Creed is not by any means refined or like one of the best experiences you had, but Assassin's Creed 2 elevated that to a new level. Back when it came out. I hope they do that with Days Gone. If they do a Days Gone 2, where it's the Days Gone that people know and love, but better.
yeah.
Hopefully.
And then speaking of sort of rounding out this PlayStation Studios talk with new updates about what's going on with them, we got a formal reintroduction, I guess, into Team Asobi. They are now the latest PlayStation team to join the PlayStation Studios umbrella. So this one's a complicated thing because like I feel like a lot of people cynically were kind of going like, aren't they already a part of PlayStation Studios? But like they were underneath like the sort of wider Japan Studios umbrella, but they were like a very small part of that. So like they were, you know, historically they were just sort of like like primarily for the more experimental and sort of like tech stuff back in their early days. But now, with them being a full-fledged first-party studio, like, just them, we can assume they're going to have more resources poured into them, more employees. It's going to be a more bigger, fleshed-out team. They're going to work on bigger titles now. So this is really exciting because now it's not like yeah, the what happened in Japan studio sucked, but like again, I'll bring this up again. We hadn't seen a fully independently developed Japan studio title since probably Gravity Rush 2 and Knack 2, which was 2017. Aside from that, they were really a scattershot studio where they would really just be support for other Japanese studios, i.e., Demon Souls, Bloodborne, There's Cine, Everybody's Golf. Like they were really just a support team. So like trimming off that fat and now making Team Asobi its own studio where it can work on its own games, where you can make them bigger and give them more resources, I think is really cool in my opinion. So how do you guys feel about this? Is this sort of the right move for this team? You guys excited to see the potential of this team?
Yeah, let Walk. He just finished Astro's Bot. So what do you think, man?
Oh, oh, dude, I would kill for like a proper, like full on 10, 20 hour like Astrobot adventure game. If that were what they would do, or just in that realm of a platformer, because it's such. They also really nailed how the DualSense. I mean, granted, I assume they had the feedback and the team behind the engineering team, but the way they took advantage of the DualSense and the possibilities, because they really showcase it. You have a water world, you have a wind world, you have all these different types of worlds with different types of elements, and they really worked like so well with the DualSense and making it feel like, for some reason, when I wasn't like in the cooling, water world, I did feel refreshing. For some reason, it felt like through the controller, they succeeded in invoking that kind of feeling. So I'd be down like for a full game developed by them. Uh, it could be Astro, it could be a completely different game. Um, I would love a full on Astrobot like proper game. That'd be nice. That'd be dope. I'm excited. I mean, as soon as I saw you retweet that, I was like, whoa! Like literally, I had just finished like getting my platinum with Astrobot, and I was like, oh snap! Speak of the devil, hell yeah! Like I'm down, man. I'm excited. Um,
Yeah, for sure, man.
what and you guys played it, so I mean, you guys know how much Astrobot really like the DualSense just feels amazing.
Yeah. What about you, Macho?
Yeah, I'm in the same realm. I'm really excited for what they do next because Astrobot was one of my favorite experiences as far as like a platformer. And I just came off like the 3D Mario games too, like the
Ooh,
one on 64, Sunshine I think it's called, and then
yeah,
um,
in Galaxy.
Galaxy. Yeah, Galaxy, and those games were awesome. But like to come to Astro Spot, where it's a lot more refined and it feels good to play, and then the dual sense, you're just having so much fun with that. I fell in love with it, and I actually played it with my fiance too, where we're just passing the controller back and forth, just experiencing it, and we were both just blown away by the controller and like the creativity of all of it. So if we were to get something like that, but just a little more longer and maybe like a cute, heartfelt story to go along with it because these characters are adorable, then I think they could have like another really cool PlayStation mascot to go along with Ratchet and Nathan Drake and all those other characters that we're gonna see in this generation. Well, probably not Nathan Drake, but we'll see.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I'm really excited and happy for them that they're getting this opportunity because yeah, seemingly, you would have to assume they're no longer going to be regulated to like some of the more just like experimental things that they did in the past, and sort of smaller titles like Rescue Mission and Playroom that now they are going to get the opportunity to make, as you guys said, more full-fledged bigger games. And to me, seeing any studio kind of get that opportunity is really cool. So yeah, man, really really excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about this God of War delay. First of all, we kind of saw this coming, right?
Absolutely, yeah. It was not even a surprise. It was more just like, okay.
Yeah, definitely. Um,
Yeah.
also at this, like, I gotta say, man, what is it with people like getting mad about like delays? You know what I mean? Like just giving developers shit for delays. Like, first of all, take into the context like the state of like what happened with the pandemic and whatnot, and the obvious effect that would have on game development, where teams can't even go into sort of mocap stages to do mocap and things of that nature, where people have to like ship recording equipment to people's homes in order to record lines and whatnot. Like obviously game development would be slowed due to the pandemic. So like I feel like let's give these people the benefit of the doubt, man. Like they are working under like very strenuous conditions. So yeah, like I
But
don't
people
like
don't see that.
yeah, it's
People they it's easy to demand and be entitled behind a black screen. It's easy to tweet out outrage. It's easy to be mad when you're not the one doing the nitty gritty,
when you're
doing
not
the
the one
long
doing anything.
hours. When you're simply the one pressing buttons, and even then you're complaining that, oh, I have to press too many buttons, bro. Then at that point, just play a mobile game that's idle champions and just don't do anything. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand what's like the and not only that, they get mad over a game that was delayed when all we had was like, I call them placeholders because you just get a year. It's like, yeah, we don't even get an actual date. We didn't get like an actual date, just a year. So being pushed like, bro, you didn't even know if it was 2021 July or 2021 December. What are you getting mad about? Like, geez, like really, like whenever situations like this arise, a whole like Twitter just becomes a freaking circus. Like, what's going on?
I don't know.
I
I
don't
saw
get it, man.
people upset for a different reason, but
Yeah, we'll get into
uh,
that.
yeah, I saw different. I didn't really see a lot of people like super upset over the delay because I think a lot of people really expected it to not hit the like. It really felt like the 2021 like window that they had was just a shot in the dark because they just came out for God of War like 2 3 years ago. And like the way these development for these games are, it just seems like it's at least 4 to 5 years. And if they're working on God of War 2 that early on after the first God of War,
See,
then like that's
here's
crazy.
here's why. Like obviously, if it came out like it coming out in 2021 was I would have been shocked if it did. But here's why I didn't think it was impossible, because obviously the first game 2018 took so long because it was a total revamp of like what they of the sort of normal formula of God of War. You take that into account and the fact that they had to do a new engine for the game, which we know that within itself takes years to actually develop. So coming into the second game, it's like, okay, they already have all that groundwork laid out. They already have their engine. They already have most of the first game to work off of. So that's why, to me, like logically, it's not going to take this time around. It's not going to take 5 years to develop this one again. You would have to assume, since they have those things, since they already have the foundation laid out. So that's why I was kind of coming into this one thinking that it's not going to take 4 or 5 years, but obviously,
Yeah, I was a little bit of a different mindset with it because obviously I expected it to be we'll get into this, but I expected it to be a PS5 title, so. In my head, I was like, okay, they're gonna probably not start from scratch, but at least like they still have a lot of groundwork to cover because it's a new console.
yeah,
But yeah, that was just in my head like why like that development would have been like a little longer than I was expecting.
yeah,
So,
gotcha.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
that's fair. That's fair. Um, so yeah, I mean, let's get into it then. The whole, um, so like Herman Hulse, he got on a, I think it was just like a blog post, right? It was or like a Q&A sort of thing on, I think it was the PlayStation podcast.
yep. No, the blog is PlayStation blog. Yeah,
Okay. And so yeah, he was answering sort of bunch of questions regarding PlayStation Studios and the future of PlayStation Studios. There are a lot of pieces of information in that Q&A. So obviously we got the God of War delay into 2022. We also learned that God of War and Gran Turismo 7 are cross-gen. They are going to be on both PS4 and PS5, and obviously this made a lot of people upset. So I just kind of want to gauge the room. Like, what are you guys' thoughts on this? Like, does this matter to you? Like, are you guys really mad about these games ending up on both platforms? Would you have rather preferred that these games were solely on PlayStation 5, or what's like let's hear what's your guys' thoughts about this?
Sure, I'll kick it off first. First, the blog post was great because that was the PlayStation that I wanted to see, which was being candid and open with its fan base, and they were addressing, and if you know, they were addressing a lot of the issues that people brought up over like the past month or couple of months, which is the whole Japan thing, smaller studios and giving them the support that they needed, and as well as touching on the bigger titles and what that means for cross gen and whether what's exclusive or whatnot. So they touched a lot of points, and then that's what I like to see. I like that we got this honesty. The problem was that last year we didn't get that honesty. We didn't get that, like, I guess it was one of those things where if I didn't tell you something, it's not a lie kind of thing, where they weren't completely honest, but they weren't exactly telling the truth either. So a lot of stuff that was shown at the PS5 showcase was, I think it's reasonable to see like those games being only on PS5, because one of the questions that people had after that presentation was, well, all these games are only on PS5 or is it going to PS4? And then that's when we started learning that Miles is also on PS4, that Sackboy is also on PS4,
And Horizon.
yeah, and then Horizon. So a lot of stuff was still like up in the air of like what's cross gen and what's not, and so I really think that they had in their head that these games were going to be cross gen. I don't know, but I don't know.
I don't.
It's just it's
So for Grand, yeah. What's its name? Horizon and God of War. We know those games are. They started development on PS4. So
yep.
yeah. So that was always the case with Horizon and God of War, that those were going to be, at least in my mind, that those were going to be cross-gen games. I guess my thing is that, like, you guys obviously knew that was going to be the case, so they should have came out earlier and said that, I feel like.
I agree. Yeah.
Um
Yeah, that was kind of what I took from it too, where it's like, it's all right, people feel duped, and I think rightfully so, because you weren't honest to begin with, or at least open about that little detail. So when people get a PS5 and they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get God of War in this thing. Imagine what it can do because of the SSD, yada yada yada." With that said, it's still gonna be amazing because we've seen how much a PS4 game could be enhanced on PS5
yeah.
and all that stuff. But
See that
there's always
that
gonna be that what if that I think people are gonna have.
that right there is my biggest thing, and why I'm not mad about this at all, of having cross-gen games, and also this whole point of people saying that, like, oh, it could just imagine how much better it could be on if it was just PS5. And I'm like, these are just hypotheticals, like sure, like
Yeah.
it could be, but like at the same time, like we are working off of like coulds, you know what I mean? So like, I guess my biggest thing is that, like, we just, like, are people forgetting that we just saw Horizon and how great that looked, like, for me. And then also Miles, seeing that on both PS4 and PS5, like, that should immediately squash these concerns that people have, that, oh, that these games are being held back, or that they're not reaching their full potential, and these things. And I'm like, if we just saw these games and they look incredible, like, they don't look held back to me.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like a year ago, I would have argued that they probably would have been held back by the technology, but we didn't have like the thing in our hands as well, and mostly because we didn't really see what it can do or how it can adapt older games. And now that we can see that, there's really, for me, there's no reason to worry, because either way, you're gonna get the best version of God of War if you're playing on PS5, and that's gonna look amazing. We already seen the game how it is now, and in 60 frames per second, and it looks incredible
Yeah.
with this PS5 patch. Like, it looks absolutely like insane, like Last of Us 2 kind of crazy, with 60 FPS. So to me, I'm gonna be satisfied because it's gonna look and play amazing.
Yeah. I wanna read you guys this quote, and I wanna get your thoughts on this. So, like, obviously the whole we believe in generations thing has been brought up time and time again. It's kind of become a meme at this point. But I want to read you guys the exact quote from out of Jim Ryan's mouth. Quote unquote, "We have always said that we believe in generations. We believe that when you go to all the trouble of creating a next-gen console, that it should include features and benefits that the previous generation does not include. And that, in our view, people should make games that can make the most of those features. We do believe in generations, and whether it's the DualSense controller, whether it's the 3D audio, whether it's the multiple ways that the SSD can be used, we are thinking that it is time to give the PlayStation community something new, something different that can really only be enjoyed on PS5. So, I, I don't know. I feel like this is weird because, like, specifically the PS5 version of these games are utilizing 3D audio. They are utilizing the DualSense controller, right? So in terms of him speaking about like, yeah, we want these games to include those features and benefits that aren't on the previous generations, then it's like, okay, then like these games are doing that. But I don't know, I feel like at the same time just like this could have been worded better, probably. I don't know. Like, what are you guys' thoughts on? Do you guys think that that quote was being taken out of context, or like what do you think about that whole quote in general? I guess is what I'm trying to say.
What, you want to go?
You go ahead, man, because I'm holding back because you go ahead. You go ahead.
Okay. Um, I mean, yeah, I honestly feel like that quote was taken out of context. People like harped on that so seriously. And the thing that I think a lot of people are missing is that your games are tied to that hardware, at least for consoles. Um, so when he's talking about new experiences and what you can play, and as far as what you can experience on PS5 that's only on PS5, he's not technically wrong. You do get like, and you even said it too, so that you are getting that experience on PS5, and we are getting PS5 games. So the whole "we believe in generations," I think people took that as like the games. But I think what he probably was really talking about was the console experience, which is just as important, albeit less so, but still just as important as the games that you're getting and playing. So, and I feel like it does feel next gen. PS5 does feel like this big leap in terms of how you access your games and how you interact with them, and basically just the whole experience itself with the controller. So, yeah, I just feel like it's being taken out of context, and kind of people are saying that, he lied outright. And technically not really, but I can understand where people are coming from if they're upset.
Yeah, for sure. And like also I guess sort of like I'm not the least bit mad about like his quote or these games being cross-gen and whatever, given like what we've seen from Horizon and Spider-Man and whatever. And I have no doubt in my mind that God of War will also look incredible. But the one thing that I'm kind of like, okay, yeah, they definitely could have handled that better, was the whole Gran Turismo thing. Was like on a trailer that this was exclusively on PS5, and then turning around and saying, okay, no, this is actually going to be cross-gen as well. But then we also learned
Yeah,
that
that was a big mess up.
yeah, but then we also, which they've been doing a lot lately on their trailers. I don't know who's editing these videos, man. Macho, they need you to get on that, man. I don't know why they're making a lot of mistakes on these trailers lately.
Yeah, man, I'll happy to edit those things and make sure they don't have like coming to PC 2 or some like little byline like that.
Yeah, for real. But yeah, that's sort of my thing. And then like we also found out that apparently the decision to move Gran Turismo 7 to PS4 was made recently. So like that's also really weird that was originally like, I'm guessing, built for the ground up on PS5, but then for whatever reason they're like, okay, no, we actually should put this on PS4 as well.
That feels like a pandemic response.
Yeah, I mean, So like I'm curious like what do you think is the reasoning for this for putting these games on both systems? Because as a lot of people will point out, this is really the first time that PlayStation has done this. We've never seen them really do with their specifically first party titles. They've never really done this. Like obviously we see the third parties, they will always do this, right? We just saw this from Resident Evil where they're doing it on their cross gen. We've seen Call of Duty in the past. God, like NBA 2K. I remember like I think 2K11. You could play that on the PlayStation 2, right? Metal Gear Solid 5 is also on PS3 and Xbox 360, right? Like there's plenty of games that have done this before, but first party PlayStation games have never done this. So like, do you guys think it's specifically like just a monetary reason that they're doing this? Because like I'll give my 2 cents really quick. I think like why it's so different this generation specifically is because like we know the cost of making games is getting so high. And I think when you're talking about these big tentpole franchises like Gran Turismo, like God of War, like Horizon and Spider-Man, these games need to hit certain numbers because you know they're huge. They're huge blockbuster franchises. So like these franchises that Sony expects to sell the 10 million copies, and I guess their worry is that like if you lock it down to specifically their new systems that like aren't that haven't reached a certain amount of units sold, that they're afraid that that they aren't going to hit, they obviously won't hit those numbers, so they're just like, in order to give us the best possible chance to hit those numbers where we could sort of like recoup those costs, or for these games to be financially beneficial for us, they're just like, yeah, we need to put these on as many systems as possible in order to sell as much as we possibly can. I don't know if that reasoning holds any water to you guys, but do you guys have any possible reasoning as to why they're doing this?
I I do think I do agree with you to an extent to where like it is the price definitely influences because we've seen already how people are judging video games as well in terms of should they pay $70 for a 10-hour game, for example, and how they value a game for how many hours they can put in. Therefore, they're judging their purchases and they're taking consideration more price. And I think PlayStation sees that. They're like, some people are definitely not going to pay $70. So I do think it's the safest route in that sense if they're doing multi generational. Now, I think the pandemic is like one of the biggest key factors in all of this because development is not the same as we know. It's been much harder for developers to develop games and to probably test cutting edge technology like usual to the extent that they used to before. Another thing, PlayStation 4, still to this day one of the most successful generations ever in terms of titles and the hardware itself. I don't know about the controller, but in terms of the hardware and whatnot, it did perform incredibly well. So I do think they also see that so many people realistically cannot even find a PS5. They can't even get their hands on it. So they also take into consideration how certain people won't even look for a PS5 because they can't even get one. So they're thinking about that demographic as well. If it weren't for the pandemic and if it weren't for this bizarre release of next gen consoles where they're near impossible to get. Like I said, I just recently got my PS5, but I needed to have someone that worked at Walmart let me know that there was a truck coming, and I had to drive like half an hour to the store to do a line that was like an hour long, and I made like number 30 out of 30 people. Like,
Yeah, I remember you messaged me before. You're like, I just missed it, whatever, and then
dude, I had missed because PlayStation's. I got it at Walmart. PlayStation's at Walmart. You don't get notified. They get to the store, people make a line, boom, they're gone in an hour. When I got there an hour before, there were 80 PS5s, all of them gone. in an hour.
Wow.
And I left Walmart, and at 10 at night, I went before they closed because they had another batch. So if I had to do all those moves or pull all these moves, know someone from Walmart to even get a PS5, I do think PlayStation is also seeing how there's so much frustration from so many people, because there are a lot of people. They might have PlayStation 5 might be selling like nothing, like candy, but there are still a large portion of people that they're not thinking next gen. They're thinking about the PS4, and I think they will maximize profits if they go cross generational. I think that's just obvious. I think, my opinion, I do think that by going PS4 and PS5, they're going safe, and like earlier you mentioned how the quote mentioned how certain features should be available on PS5 and not on PS4. That should be the case. Sure, give an incentive, give people like a reward for having a next gen console, because that's the reality of next gen. Experience next gen features, next gen quality of life improvements. I don't know, 60 FPS, just anything. But yeah, I do think there's a lot. This isn't a black and white situation. This is like there's multiple factors that I do think PlayStation didn't just make this decision. I do think there's a chart, and that chart is like, okay, these are the reasons why we're doing this decision. The one thing I will never ever agree with PlayStation with is their absolute lack of communication, which they're getting, quote unquote, better apparently with the blog posts and all this.
I think
But
they've been fine this year with it.
they've been fine, but the last 6 months we saw the whole outrage with the possible shutdown of the stores for once. Just that
Yeah.
alone gives you have these situations where then they're like, oh wait, no, sorry. Like communicate a bit more. I do think they should work more. They're fine, but they should be great because they don't have the responsibility. But I do think they should think about that responsibility to the consumer to tell them. Again, they're a multi-billion-dollar company. They don't have to give a crap. They're gonna make money regardless. But it's like when I talk Nintendo, people can complain all about a $60 port, but they're gonna buy it. But yeah, I think that's the case. I think that's big thing here: pandemic, development, accessibility to other consoles, and not being able to get PS5. I do think all these influence, but the biggest key factor, that's beyond my mind. I'd have to talk with them.
What about you,
I'll,
Macho?
I'll ask Jesse Schreier.
I mean, yeah, it's a sticky situation because, as you guys know, I haven't really been like I haven't really loved their communication, especially when it came to shutting down the PSN store. Um, but I do think they've gotten better. I do think that
Oh, absolutely.
this is like another stick in the mud situation for them, where they say one thing and then Herman say something different, and we don't really know what it's kind of unpredictable. We don't really know what else to think beyond that. Um, but I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not gonna be upset. I'm not gonna be so torn apart at this because either way, I'm still gonna get the games that I want to play
Yes,
and
sir.
all that jazz. The only thing I would have gotten upset about is shutting down the stores because I do love those legacy titles, and like you can shut down the stores all you want, but at least give me another like way to access these games. Um, so that was my only thing. That's my only gripe really with the PS5 now. It's like I like the PS4 backwards compatibility and I like PS Now, but I like to see a little more when it comes to the classic titles because all that stuff matters. So, but regardless, back on topic, what they're doing now, and whether it's cross-gen or whether it's PS5 only, to me, I just want the best experience that a game can offer, and I've gotten that, so I have nothing really to complain about.
Yeah.
And to add to that, if we're being very literal, the best experience currently, because the best experience, I don't think we're there. I do think technology is years and years like behind in terms of like the true evolution of humanity in the future. I don't know, like the PS7. I don't know what that's gonna look like, or if it's gonna even be PlayStation. So the best technology now, because reality is, we're getting remakes. Back then, that was the best technology. But right now, God of War 2018 or 2017, 2018, right? Who could have predicted that that game would be as amazing as it is? And it wasn't a next gen title. We didn't even know what next gen was. If I get another God of War and it's that but looks better, runs better, like just those two things, like I'm not, and that's a given because the PS5 is gonna run better. So I have one of those, the checklist. Boom, I have half of that then, at 60 FPS. Oh, the old one has a performance mode. Oh, then I'm good. What? How are they gonna ruin it? I'm trying to get into their mind, and unless this is a cyberpunk scenario, I don't think this is gonna go bad. I don't think. Maybe I'm talking out of my ass. I don't know, but unless these are like PTSD people that they remember cyberpunk, they're like, oh no, it's cross generational. Oh my god, it's gonna look like clay. It's gonna look like Play-Doh on the screen. No, no. But I think it's a lack of communication that got people maybe like pissed off because they had expectations, and that's something I always say: don't have expectations. Expectations kills any other feeling you might possibly have from an organic, natural experience. But again, that's not their fault. Some people just take it at face value. PlayStation says, "Oh, coming to PS5. Oh, it's going to be exclusive." No, I do think critical thinking is a big thing that people just lack a little bit sometimes. But again,
All the time.
speaking all the time, man. Like
All the times. And like
Yeah.
the reason,
I'm with you on that because like I'm a stand for DualSense. Like I feel like that really like
absolutely.
it really brings you into like a different era of gaming and the way you experience games. And I really feel like it nails that. So whether it's God of War or whether it's Horizon Forbidden West, whatever version you're playing, you know you're gonna get a great experience, but you know that on PS5, you're gonna get that next gen
The
experience.
experience. You're
Yeah,
gonna get the experience.
Yeah,
The
and I
way
think
that that game is like meant to be
and I
presented.
think I think specifically like that's where like I was trying to get at with this whole Jim Ryan quote is like those things that this new console is supposed to offer that the console before it could not do. And I think that's why this whole we believe in generations thing gets kind of taken out of context because I think people are, and probably rightfully so, when you only see that quote, then yeah, it's easy why people would take that for Jim Ryan talking about specifically games. But like I'm just gonna read that really quickly. Like he says, we believe that when you go to all the trouble of creating a next-gen console, that it should include features and benefits that the previous generation does not include. So like he's specifically talking about things that the SSD, the faster load times, the DualSense controller, 3D audio. So like specifically talking about that, then yeah, like I see like he's telling the truth without a doubt that yeah, the PS5 is doing things that the PS4 can't do, but then people are taking the headline kind of we believe in generations and are kind of turning that to mean games, and then if you do that, then sure, I can understand why people would be mad. But yeah, man, I don't know. It's
yeah.
Man,
I think he's. I think when people look at that, they're looking at it as game design, right? Like how the console is going to influence game design. We've seen it before with PS4, where instead of having a loading screen, you have these crawl spaces that you're going through, right? Where it loads the other area as you're slowly going through this narrow hallway, where the case may be. Like, I think they're thinking in terms of that. Well, like now we have the SSD where it loads the game super fast. So how does that influence game design? We have the DualSense, how that's going to influence game design, and we've seen that, but we also seen that for PS4 games as well, where your experience on Spider-Man is different from PS4, more not more or less different, more just enhanced. So you're not. I feel like if you're playing on PS5, you're not really being taken away anything. But then you have Ratchet at the same time, where you have like that game is influenced by the SSD, or like at least one of its mechanics is influenced by the SSD. So I think it's mostly people are like they feel like they're being taken away with something if they're playing a PS4 or a game that's also on PS4.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like you're also getting more in the outcome.
Yeah, yeah. Like I understand the argument, like without a doubt. But yeah, as you said, if I wasn't getting all these features that the PS4, like if the PS4 could do, like if it had DualSense support, if it had faster load times, and with the SSD and 3D audio and all these little sort of improvements, like 60 FPS, if it had all these things that the PS5 could also do, then yeah, I would definitely feel duped. Like as you said, I would feel cheated, and that like my purchase in the PS5 was like not worth it, right? If the PS4 version can do all the same things that the PS5 version can do, then like what's the point? But no, since we do have those differences, the 60 FPS, the DualSense, 3D audio, faster load times, all of this stuff, then like that's what's worth it to me, and I think that's what he means specifically in the "We Believe in Generations" sort of whole thing. Um, but yeah,
I do think that if the case is that they're gonna, if there's a difference between the PS5 and PS4 version of the game, uh, I think it comes down to you justifying how significant the difference is, and you justifying those $10 extra. Because again, I do think that a lot of this stems from the fact that games did go up if for next gen. So if the game is cross you know cross generation, I do think that those $10 extra should be justified. If the game, I do think that the cheated part, getting cheated or getting duped part, I don't think it's a matter of you being told something and doing something else. It's the fact of there being a product already out and you buying that product for $70 and getting the same experience as a PS4 user. I think that's where you get cheated. The cheated part doesn't come until you do the purchase. I think until then you're just having a wordplay. You're just talking it out. You're just hearing out the company, giving your feedback. You're not getting cheated yet. Don't buy the game. If people are cynical, if people are skeptical, then don't buy it. Analyze it. There's only so much you can do as a consumer. There's only so many decisions you can like influence, if anything. But for those that just don't want a game cross generational because uh, for some other reason other than being duped, then I don't get their reasoning. It's like gatekeepers for some but next gen gatekeepers. But I do think that's a lower percentage of the people that are actually like outraged for legitimate reasons.
well, I mean, yeah,
But again,
that's just the
you know,
that's mainly the Twitter vacuum, I would think.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, like, and I feel like how do I say this? Like I feel like the whole like there there's not like a generation, like I guess this kind of ties into like how did you guys feel about Horizon? Like were you guys like blown away by that game? Like like visually?
The first one?
No, the
Yes.
Forbidden West. You were?
Oh, the
Yeah,
trailer for the,
Okay.
I was.
it looks
Yeah.
like amazing. I'm legit. I was. I felt like in the Caribbean. It looked. And that's my comparison for. It looked amazing because I just love that type of scenery. It looked incredible, not only aesthetically, visually, like in and of itself. Oh, I was. It didn't blow my socks off for one because it's not like something that I haven't seen in terms of like people, like real people on a screen. But it did look incredible. It I was impressed.
No,
I'm
yeah, I
excited.
was too. I was too. I was super impressed with what I saw because it was that jump that I was hoping for.
Hmm.
Whether people were saying like, it's just more Horizon. Like, yeah, of course it's just more Horizon,
Yeah,
but
what
it's
you
more.
wanted, Mario? Jesus.
It's just more. It's more refined, and we're seeing the improvements that we were hoping to see, and that's where it won me over.
You know what's ironic, and not the same people, but people complain, oh, it looks the same. But then people complain if it looks too different. Like sometimes you just can't please certain people, just aren't pleased. just how so many people were mad from the leap of Resident Evil 3 to 4. People are somewhat mad that this game is the same. I mean, yeah, dude. What you wanted a roguelike? Did you want Returnal, Forbidden West? Like, what's happening? I don't know.
I don't know, man. Yeah, no, it's so weird. It's like when you're gonna see GTA 6, you're gonna say the same thing. It's just more GTA. Yeah, that's it's
Yeah,
what
no.
it's supposed to be.
Yeah, because like I feel like the sort of like there's like obviously like I feel like the majority of people were like very impressed with what they saw, but I feel like
Oh, absolutely.
there's like a small rhetoric out there that like they they aren't impressed with like what they saw, like in terms of like it not looking like it's not the next generational leap that people are expecting, and people are saying that they haven't seen that from any game so far this generation. And I feel like my whole thing with this, and I guess this kind of ties into like the whole I guess cross generation and we believe in generations and all that stuff. I feel like us seeing that next generation leap is going to be in the small things. It's going to be in the faster load times, the every game being 60 FPS, the DualSense, the 3D audio. Like it's going to be in the smaller things this time around, and it's not going to be as noticeable as like, you know, jumping from 16-bit to like 32-bit, or like jumping from PS2 to PS3. Like in terms of like specifically like photorealism, like with games like that, I feel like the margin for like, you know, The Last of Us Part 2 and Naughty Dog's next game is going to be like a lot smaller than, let's say, Jack
Final
3
Fantasy VII to
and
remake.
sure, that, or even like Jack 3 to Uncharted 1, for instance. As we keep getting more photorealistic, like I feel like realistically, like how much better can games possibly look? I guess it's sort of like what I'm trying to say. Like that margin is getting smaller and smaller. So like, I think the things that we are going to get blown away by are the more smaller things, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's where I think as far as like how games can look better, my answer to that is 60 frames per second.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
like I mean you see the jump with Last of Us on PS4 to PS5 with the 60 frames per second patch. Like it looks so much better and so much smoother. Like that's a whole nother experience in itself.
100%. 100%. And quote unquote, what looks better, purely also subjective in terms of, you know, that type of, you know, photorealism versus, you know, 8-bit, 16-bit. For me, 60 FPS right now, I'm realizing the jump, like the drastic change between a normal like 30, 40 FPS. Um, in terms of what's the next like leap, you caught me. I don't a movie. Watch a movie. I don't know. Um, in my case, if a game, I like it when games look unique. So it doesn't have to be photorealistic, you know. If it's like 60 FPS, sure. There are certain games that I don't think need the 60 FPS because it doesn't make sense, I guess. Like Stardew Valley, that's a beautiful looking game, but it doesn't need a 60 FPS. Um, but games like, you know, your third person, like Forspoken, for instance. I think Forspoken, for me, from the trailers that I've seen, so far that's the one that looks, quote unquote, the next like small leap in terms of photorealistic. Because that game looks almost real. That game legit looks almost like that's a real person, like legit. Uh, and it's weird because you look at Last of Us and it's like, yeah, like last no, like there's something. It's like when you watch the Eternals trailer for Marvel. There's something about the way the movie is, like the lighting and whatnot, that it looks much more beautiful or much more like well like uh, made. I don't know, uh, but I don't think that big leap is like from 8-bit to 6-bit, 60-bit or 16-bit or Final Fantasy 6 to 7. I don't think that leap is coming anytime soon, where it just blows your socks off. Unless we get the, uh, I'm not advocating for the anime, but Sora Online, where you put on the helmet and you just like it attaches to your brain and you're just playing in your head. I think in terms of how you play the game, that'll be the next big leap. But in terms of how it looks, I don't know. A virtual reality, but it's not with you looking at a game. It's your consciousness inside. I don't know. That's the big leap. But right now, 60 FPS. I agree with Macho. That's like the big thing right now with PS5 and Xbox Series X, I think.
Yeah, as far as visually.
Exactly. But other than that, there's. I really can't think of what.
Yeah, I'm not asking you to predict what's.
Yeah. A
No,
movie.
That's
real people.
That's
We're gonna transfer souls into a game, and we're gonna play as real people.
Nah,
so you can upload your own consciousness into it.
It's all good, man. All right, man. So yeah, I think we've exhausted that topic enough.
Yes, sir.
So, Macho, was there any other big topics that happened this week that you wanna get to? Well, we should probably also talk about the E3 schedule, right?
Yeah, we could talk about E3. I'll look up a couple topics as you guys stall.
Okay, so I mean, this is just a quick one. So really quickly, so we finally got the full schedule for E3 2021. Saturday, we know Ubisoft and Gearbox is going. Sunday, Xbox, Bethesda, Square Enix, and the Future Games Show. And then Monday, the 14th, we have a couple indie developer showcases, Take-Two and Capcom. And then Tuesday, the 15th, we have Nintendo and Bandai Namco.
Yep.
So which
E3
one
awards.
which one are you guys most looking forward to with this whole schedule finally laid out?
Good question, man. Honestly, I instantly thought of Square Enix for some reason.
Hell yeah, baby, yes.
Baby.
You know, it would be the FF Streets.
That's right.
I'm honestly hoping that we get like a surprise.
Hold
Final
on,
Fantasy 16 demo.
Macho, your girl is on screen right now, man.
Hey.
Hey.
There she is, man.
Mass Effect love.
All right, go
You got jokes.
go ahead, man. Well,
I'm hoping for some reason a Final Fantasy 16 demo. Maybe they're like, oh, it's available today. I don't fucking know.
hell no. Hell no.
I'm
wish.
I'm. Oh, exactly. I wish. Let me dream, man. It's free. For the first time I can say I'm excited for the PC gaming show. I see what they talk about. I don't know. That's kind of a cool thing.
Man, so bring out that noise, bro.
Whoa.
Man, bro, Ubisoft. Are y'all ready for Ubisoft?
He said this man is excited for the PC show.
Oh man. Yeah, for real, man.
Bro, Ubisoft though. Y'all ready for that next big title, bro?
Wait.
Same.
Wait, you said.
I was waiting for it. I was like, come on, man, where is it?
You said Ubisoft?
Yeah, man, hell yeah.
That shit is a pack of ass.
Nah, but legit no cap. The three main ones.
Hell no. Ain't nobody looking forward to the Ubisoft show. Come on, man.
Nah, screw that.
Hell
For me,
no.
like legit,
Oh
the
my
three main
God.
ones
That's
are
disgusting.
For me, Nintendo, Square Enix, and Devolver Digital. Like those three, I'm excited to see what comes.
No, that's funny. That's funny you say Devolver because like I saw their very first E3 show and thought it was hilarious, and then just for whatever reason I don't know if like I keep forgetting, but like I haven't seen any of their other ones after that, and I know it's like a continuous storyline that they have with their
Yeah.
E3s, and I
It's
just for whatever
crazy.
reason haven't watched it.
It's insane, man. It's a whole skit. It's a
Yeah.
whole multi-generational skit.
Yeah, and
I
it
like
seems
it,
funny,
man.
but
yeah.
like for whatever reason I just
Yeah.
haven't watched it.
A couple others, yeah, but those three pop into mind. What about you, Macho? What's your Square Enix? I mean, hey, you know,
Yeah, baby.
you know what it be.
Oh, absolutely, man. I mean, because they did post up like the games that we're showing off. So
Easier.
apparently, there's rumors floating around that there's going to be another Marvel game coming out. I think 2K was going to do like a Marvel like. Rumors are that 2K is doing a Marvel XCOM game, which sounds pretty cool. But
Ooh.
the rumor is that Eidos, who are the makers behind Deus Ex, are working on a Guardians of the Galaxy game, which has my
Whoa.
interest. Yeah, that's the
Whoa.
rumor.
Wait.
That's the
Wait.
rumor.
That rumor. These rumors sound better than the actual announcements. What the hell? What the heck?
But yeah, I mean, like the other stuff they're showing off, it'll be like Life is Strange, the new Life is Strange game, as well as
Oh,
like the
true,
remaster
yeah.
collection coming,
Yeah.
update on Avengers, and obviously, you hope to see like the surprise they have up their sleeve with like Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2, maybe it's like a teaser or something. Maybe 14, just maybe like
Hold up.
displaying like another trailer.
You said Avengers?
Give me good, nigga. I'm here to double down. That shit is a 2-pack of ass.
I love that.
It's my favorite clip. It's my
I
favorite.
finished that game and played it, but I came and I have not gone back to it ever since.
Avengers
So-
who?
Yeah, hey man, I'm just letting you know. Anytime you mention Avengers, man, that's I'm gonna hit that. I'm gonna hit that sample really quick.
You hate to see it.
Be warned, man. Be warned.
Dude, I mean, you could play that clip all day when it comes to their skins that they I don't know. Oh my god, there's some like really like far out skins like that just look god awful, and I don't know what they're doing with that. And they're taking forever to put the MCU skins in there. But yeah, no, it's just a shame. It's a shame. I want to love that game so much, but I have not gone back to it since I finished it, and I won't get back to it until Wakanda comes in.
Nah, I doubt
But-
you going back to it.
Dude, Wakanda, man, Black Panther.
Dude,
like
It's gonna be like a bootleg
like,
version, though.
I hope not, dude. I have high hopes for that just
Man.
because I really want to see what's going on there, because the only time I got to play Black Panther in a video game was Marvel's Capcom Infinite. And while the presentation of the game was so ugly, the gameplay was sound, and Black Panther was so much fun. So I'm hoping it's the same with this. But
This man
Keep
said
hopes in check.
bootleg Black Panther. What the fucking
Yeah, man.
Jay? What's that even look like? Like, I mean, like when you try to buy a toy, like at a local pharmacy, and you're like, yeah, I bought this from Marvel. It's like, no, this is like an off-brand superhero. What the hell?
yeah, no, instead of Black Panther, it's like Black Cat or something.
No, it's like Don Cheadle playing Black Panther, man. Like ain't nobody trying to see that. I'm
man,
not going to the movie theater to pay $20 to see Don Cheadle as Black Panther, man.
Man.
Never. That ain't happening.
But Square Enix is on that list. That it's going to be the best presentation of E3. No cap.
Ooh.
And obviously to see what Xbox Bethesda has. I mean, I'm not the biggest Bethesda fan. You guys know that, but I'm going to see what Xbox has in store, because I do know that their studio culture has gotten better over the past year or so.
Dude.
After doing transcribed a couple of interviews for LordsOfGaming.net. So I'm interested to see like where that is leading to now with Xbox showing up at E3, and what they can show off that can get me excited, and the different creativity they got flowing there. But apparently I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, and I'm a Sony fanboy.
Oh man,
So.
we not getting into that, man. We not doing
All
it.
I hope is we get Skyrim for the Apple Watch. That's all I want, man.
Oh man.
I want to play Skyrim on the go.
Nice.
I want to be able to, yeah, man. I want it on my fridge. I want it on my toaster, and I want it everywhere, man. Ingrained in my brain. Because they keep releasing that freaking game everywhere. I mean, what else are they gonna announce?
So for me, probably Square Enix as well. Bandai Namco.
Yeah, we Square Enix stands up in this.
Um, and yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. I'll probably.
Wow.
Not Nintendo.
Hey, no, don't cap on Nintendo. They're gonna release that port. Don't cap on them.
I mean, I'll be excited to see. You would have to imagine. Well, also we got a release date for. A leaked release date for Shin Megami Tensei 5. So I'll be excited to see that.
Honestly,
Because
yeah.
you would have to imagine that's going to be shown. If the release date got leaked this early, then you would have to imagine it's going to be at E3.
Probably.
Breath
That
of the
and
Wild,
Super Smash Brothers.
yeah. Breath of the Wild
Another
2,
character.
you would have to assume.
Oh, true.
I'm gonna cross.
Metroid Prime 4.
I'll cross my fingers for that. But yeah, I'll
I
probably,
hope.
I'll probably check into Nintendo. I think they said it's like 40 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll definitely be looking out for that. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Maybe
Yeah, I mean, for
maybe
Nintendo, I'm kind of hyped about actually. Bayonetta 3, maybe.
yeah,
That'd be cool.
maybe see her dancing on the stream. Is that what you're looking for?
Hey man, I played Bayonetta 1 and 2, and I enjoy those games immensely. So.
Oh man.
Y'all too horny.
What do you mean? I just like action games, bro. What are you talking about?
I don't know what I'm expecting from Take-Two, to be honest. Like yeah, we got like Machi, you already talked about that leak with right, they're oh wait, no, did you talk about the Marvel XCOM game?
Yeah, it's a rumor. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that, and then there's also a rumor of like something Borderlands related being there, which is like yay. And then I don't know, I don't know if we'll see anything from Rockstar. I mean, I hope.
Nope.
Hey, man.
Nope.
Nah, if we see anything from them, it'll be not E3, a casual Wednesday. You're gonna wake up. You're gonna see a little image of the protagonist from Bully as an adult and be like Bully 2. I don't know.
Stop.
Bro.
I don't need. I put Bully out of my mind for like. I haven't thought about that in years, and now you're making me hope.
You're welcome.
I don't like that, dude.
You're welcome. Oh. Elden Ring, please. Oh God.
That's why I'm looking forward to Bandai.
Bro, Bandai, please. Miyazaki, please. Jordan Martin, please.
I mean, they
Bring me the ring.
I feel like they have to. They have to update us on that.
We already got some alleged gameplay leaked, or whatever that was.
that
the
was
trailer.
that was looking spooky, man.
I was looking. I was scared. I was more scared watching that than Resident Evil.
mean-
Bro.
I mean, to be fair, it was running at a crisp 240p on a
Yeah.
2004 BlackBerry phone, but
Yeah, it was gravelly as hell, yeah.
but still, I was real spooked out when I saw those horse animations. I was looking like the Skyrim. I was looking like the Skyrim horse animations, man. I was like, oh man,
Ugh.
this is crazy, man.
Man, even the Berserk horse looks better.
Oh man.
Actually, one of my favorite companies I'm forgetting about. That I'm ready to see something more of. Capcom.
Ubisoft?
Oh,
yeah, Capcom.
They're having
Capcom, man.
they're having a show, are they?
I
Yeah,
think so. I just know they're going to make
yeah,
an appearance
yeah.
at the Summer Games Fest. I know that.
Interesting.
So I
yeah.
have something here that says Capcom. Where was it? Did it say no? That was Bandai Namco. Oh no, Capcom Monday, June 14th. It's included there.
So they're actually my number one then. That I'm looking forward to.
Oh, bro,
Yeah,
cool.
dude. Monster Hunter,
Resident Evil 4
Evil.
remake.
Yep.
Imagine.
Anything else they have up their sleeve? I
Street Fighter?
seriously doubt that. I was about to say I seriously doubt Street Fighter 6 is going to show up.
Really? It's been how long?
yeah.
6 years?
Yeah. Well, the thing is that the thing is with that is that they're still working on the last season of DLC, and they're really hyper focused on that. So if anything, we'll probably get Street Fighter 5 news as far as like who's the last character, because I think they have one more showcase to do, and the last ones were I think Akira, I want to say, from old school rivals, and then Oro, who's a Street Fighter 3 Third Strike character. So I think they're probably making an announcement around that, but I seriously doubt that they're working on Street Fighter. At least they're going to show Street Fighter 6. They're probably working on it. They're probably still like in really early stages, but I don't expect to see that at all. I expect to see Marvel vs. Capcom 4 before I see that.
I want them to take another crack at that, because like obviously Infinite was not like what people wanted, but like I legitimately want them to do like a full-fledged legit MVC4, because yeah, Infinite
Yeah, it deserves it.
was not it.
No, yeah, it deserves it, especially with Marvel now getting more in tune with like games and game development and stuff like that. I think they'll learn from the mistakes from Infinite, and then really come out in full force with the next one, because yeah, that's a series that should not be left in the back end.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. Macho, did you see anything else that you wanted to talk about?
No, not really. It was kind of just that was kind of really the big things this week with the delay and all that, and E3 basically coming up.
Right.
I mean, as far as like, one question I do want to ask you guys: what's the one want or dream or hope that you want to see at E3 this year? It could be anything, as far as like whatever console you want or whatever company you want it from.
Ooh, that's tough.
Can it be like a fantasy? Can it?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Bloodborne 2.
Ooh, okay.
I know that's probably never gonna happen, but hey, yeah, that and Resident Evil 4 remake.
Well, I feel like this is gonna be obvious given my new love of Mass Effect, but I want EA to give us a new look at Mass Effect 4. Simple as that.
Ooh, that's.
Do you think that could
so
be
good.
Do you think that could be possible?
No, because they're doing
No?
Dragon
Okay.
Age first, unfortunately.
Man,
I'm like, I want to, right? Like, it's kind of the same thing with Bethesda, right? Like they, like obviously people want the next Elder Scrolls, and it's kind of like I like like who cares about Starfield? Like let's just get to Elder Scrolls. Like it sucks that they have that game first before getting into the stuff that people want or like truly want. And I'm kind of the same way with EA. Like I like I don't want Dragon Age, man. Just get the Mass Effect. Especially seeing like it's so funny, Macho. Let me tell you about this really quick. So my first reaction to like I watched the next Mass Effect quote unquote reveal trailer at the Game Awards. I think it was last year, right?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's funny because like when that trailer came out and when I initially watched it, I was like, man, why are people excited for this, man? Like like there was like the first like 45 seconds of that trailer is like absolutely nothing. And I'm like, how are you guys excited for this after the debacle that was Andromeda? I just didn't understand it. But now after playing the trilogy, I'm like, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm ready, man. I got my N7 shirt on, you know.
Yes, sir. You got the helmet and everything as you're watching the stream and
Yes,
stuff.
sir.
Yeah, I see.
Baby, I'm ready.
Man.
I'm ready,
You
man.
just painted the nerdiest image in my mind. Like I imagined you in your chair, like literally all geared up in the
Yeah,
shepherd
man.
suit, and like
Man,
your N7.
seeing old Liara in that trailer, man.
Yeah, you saw she got the wrinkles and everything.
Yeah, man. That's my girl, man.
Y'all
And
speaking
and also,
gibberish, I have no idea who.
did you notice in that trailer that she was like she's in the like walking up like snowy mountains or whatever. She's actually walking up reapers, like dead reapers.
Yeah, yep.
Bro, my mind was blown. I was like, oh my god, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's gonna be like the coolest epilogue to whatever adventure, whatever is gonna kick off next. It's gonna
See,
be
and
really cool.
my thing is that like I don't know how. So like obviously we know Liara is still alive because like Asari can live up to 1,000 years. But I'm like, I'm not expecting, like, we won't see Tali, we won't see Garrus, Rex, maybe Rex again, but like all these characters that we love in the original trilogy, we more than likely won't see again in this new game, which makes me a little sad. But yeah, I don't know. That watching that trailer again after I finished the trilogy, I was like, hey, let's go, man. I ain't sailing the the PC terrorist high seas, but I'm sailing the N7 high seas right now, man. I'm raising the flag, man. I'm ready, man.
Oh man.
You got the Pirates of the Caribbean music playing in the background.
Yes,
Oh
sir.
man.
Yes, sir.
That's funny.
So yeah, definitely Mass Effect. What about you?
For me, it's gonna be Final Fantasy 16 has
That
a beautiful showcase and drops at the end of this year.
that's your ultimate dream above all else. A game that we
That
already know about.
yeah,
Okay, all right,
yeah.
all right.
No, it's
So humble. So
no,
humble.
no, that's the obviously that's like my like if one thing I get from this like I would want that the most. But if I were to really have like the ultimate dream game to show up there, I'm kind of like looking around my room now to kind of see.
Wait, let me propose this to you. Would you
Okay.
rather, if you had just one choice, would you rather see more of Final Fantasy 16 or 7 Remake Part 2?
7 Remake Part 2,
Gotcha.
for
Yep,
sure.
that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Because we know nothing. We know nothing about that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we only know the ambition of like what it can do, and that to me is just like, oh my god, what they can do with the next one. It's
Literally
gonna be
anything's
so
game.
cool.
Every like, literally they did the best they could with this first part where it's like, oh, you remember all that? Nah, forget it. Forget it. This is new territory. It's like we ain't doing that. It's like when in Black Panther movie we don't do that here. No, we don't do that
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Whole different story.
I mean, if I were to, but it's even then out of the realm of Final Fantasy, if I were to really have either my way and my dream, it would be one, it would be Spider-Man 2 is shown off.
Ooh, with Miles
And
Morales. Ooh,
yeah, it's co-op. There's some co-op sections with Miles Morales and Spider-Man, but it is the experience that you expect from a Spider-Man game from Insomniac. And the other part that obviously will never happen, not at least not for a long, long time, is Witcher 4.
Ooh, yeah.
wow.
Yeah, Witcher 4 is
That
obviously
what
not going to be here for a long time, but
question to Jay.
I would love to jump into that universe again.
So if they made a Witcher 4, would it make sense if the protagonist is Ciri? Would that make sense or not?
Um, I think
Would it still
that's
be
I think
canonical?
that's the logical place that they will probably go to. Um, but yeah, I guess so. I mean, even the books kind of left her like the ending to her story just kind of like ambiguous. Like she just kind of like she just kind of like not rode off into the sunset, but like kind of like literally with a guy just like traveled to like a new world, and that was kind of like that was basically it for her storyline. So like,
Gotcha.
and yeah, I could definitely see that.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. I mean, hey
Yeah,
man,
I'll be kind
macho.
of down for something different though. I would like to see like new
Exactly.
protagonists.
Oh, for sure.
Probably a
Different
new
lands.
area in this world, yeah, and but to tackle a lot more of the monster hunting stuff too, with like obviously
Ooh,
tying into like a bigger narrative. But yeah, I
for
like the
sure.
one thing that made me fall in love with The Witcher were those side stories where that took its own twist on the classic fairy tales, and we got that in
Yeah.
spades with the game, as well as like the short story novels. So I would love to have another
Dude,
game
hell
like
yeah.
that.
That
and
or
just like and just
Cyberpunk
like
2.
That's
stop it,
funny. Yeah.
stop it.
You like that one?
Yeah. Which is I still can't believe that, man. Um,
Oh wait, hold on. So I forgot one thing that you and me would just absolutely fawn over:
what?
a new Sly Cooper.
Oh yeah, man. I would love that. You
That'd be
saw
my
that
introduction to the series.
you saw that Funko Pop, right?
Yeah, actually, you just remind me. I gotta pre-order that. I definitely want that displayed on my desk at my new apartment
Yeah, it looked
for
pretty
sure.
cool. Yeah, I would definitely take a new slight. Although I don't. Here's the thing: I don't want it to be after Thieves in Time, man.
It's like a reboot.
I guess
A remake? Wait, would y'all prefer like a remake of the originals or like a completely different reimagining of the series?
of the
No,
original.
after Ratchet and Clank, no.
See, I feel like I kind of would. But here's the
Okay.
thing: not like I guess the first game's the one that would need it the most, but like at the same time, I would also love a remake of the second and third game. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think that would be really really cool.
Mm, mm.
But cause I don't trust anyone to do a full fledged like worthwhile legit sequel to Sly Cooper unless it was Sucker Punch who was handling that. But at the same time, I wouldn't want Sucker Punch to return to Sly Cooper because they ended off that trilogy like they ended it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But goddamn Sans or whatever their name is, games continued it and did not do a good job of it and ruined it. They ruined it, man.
No, that's cap, man. That is cap.
Macho, stop, man. They ruined
That is
it.
cap, bro. That is
No,
cap.
I'm not.
Thieves in Time was a good game, man. That
No,
was a good game.
I'm not gonna hear it. I'm not gonna hear it.
Fun
Damn.
mechanics. You got to play, all these different characters. It was fun, man. The
Who
locations were great.
who
Bosses were
relatively
awesome.
played the same, you know?
You're right. You're right.
You know,
You're
they
right.
made
It's still fun though. I love that game.
they made Murray the sort of typical fat character who his shtick is that he loves food, you know? And, you know, kind of removing all the nuance that he had in the original trilogy.
Hey man, what's wrong with that? I like food.
Man, it's
I can
typical.
relate to Murray on a heavy level.
It's generic, man.
Literally.
It's generic, man. They
Oh,
made
Macho, you generic. He's saying you generic, Macho.
I'm not falling for it, man. I'm not gonna get into it. I'm not gonna get into it.
Yeah. Well, yo, so speaking of, old games, would you want to see another Infamous or not?
Um,
Yeah, see that where I would like to see a remake of 2 or 1
Yeah.
and 2.
Legit,
But I mean-
a remake of 1 would be nice.
but I mean, I'm less like I'll play it if they ever did, but I'm less
I
enthusiastic.
mean, you're not
about,
crazy for it?
Yeah, because I feel the same way as with Sly Cooper's. I feel like they ended that with Infamous 2. They ended off that story really really well. But
Dude, honestly,
Yeah.
they just need to bring these games to PS5, like old games. Like, just make them available here, like easily. I want to, like they did for some reason. You can play Prototype on the PS, like current generations, but you can't play like older like Infamouses and Slies and all these like. Why Prototype and not these other games? Like Prototype wasn't a bad game. It was a fun, chaotic game when I played it. I don't know now. Where are priorities? Like, why not bring PS1, PS2? Come on, and PS3. Like
Yeah,
we've
that's what
spoken
I'm
a lot
saying.
on this podcast. Like, bring
Yeah.
all the oldies.
yeah, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Those games are awesome. So they can see new life on PS5.
Yeah, man.
I think I'll be dead before that happens, man. So that's gonna end the podcast this week, guys. I want to thank you guys for joining, everyone who came through live, and for people who are watching after the fact, we appreciate you guys. So yeah, let's get these outros done. What do you guys got going on this week? I mean, I'm assuming it's gonna be a busy week for all of us, right?
Yeah, more or less. More or less. It's
absolutely.
on my side. It's I'm gonna do my best to have my hand in for Lords of Gaming. Currently getting adjusted to the new work schedule, and the first week was kind of kicked my ass a little bit with trying to get up on time and stuff like that, but I'm adjusting, and then it's not going to help even more when I actually have to start commuting, because it is a pretty long commute, but I'm excited for the next week, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. Ratchet & Clank's coming up, 5.7 Remake Integrated's almost here, and I'm just really pumped for all that. I'm really excited, and so yeah, look for my work and my hand in Lords of Gaming. Now I'm going to be sharing a lot of stuff, so it's going to be exciting. Look out for me fanboying over Final Fantasy VII Remake, and yeah. Are you guys actually going to play Final Fantasy when it comes out?
Probably not.
Integrate?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, bro. As
What?
soon as I got this PS5, bro, as soon as I got the PS5, y'all don't know. The pumpness just increased tenfold with
The
everything.
pumpness.
With everything.
The pumpness.
The pumpness, man. The
That's
pump.
nasty, man.
The pump nation. The pump Areski. Yes,
All
Areski.
right,
You know what I mean?
Let's move it on, man. Let's wrap it up.
But you're not so?
Nah, man. Ratchet and Clank will probably be my priority, and that's when I decide I'm done with Mass Effect. So I probably see Intergrade like down the line. I'll probably get into it because I still haven't played the original, so and that's still like one of the games I want to get to. So eventually.
Oh, the PS1 version?
Yeah, I haven't even played that.
Oh, okay, so you're actually gonna look to play to that and then go to remake?
Oh no! I mean, remake in general. Like I wanna. That's the one I'm gonna play.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
So yeah, I'll get to it down the line. But yeah, as for me, probably, yeah, it's E3 week, so probably a lot of articles from me. I probably have a few more Mass Effect articles in me that I have to get out. I want to write specifically why Mass Effect 3 is my favorite in the trilogy, so that's probably the next one that I'm going to put out. Yeah, aside from that, not much else. So yeah, that's gonna do it for us. Once again, thank you guys. Leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel. We would greatly
Pause,
appreciate
Jay.
that.
What's this disrespect? I didn't say my outro.
Oh, really? I thought you did.
Wow, I see how it is. We talk Final Fantasy and you forget all about me? What is this? What is this? Want me to
Masha,
smack you?
am I tripping or did Walt?
Yeah, man, he didn't get his intro. He did
Okay.
him dirty.
All right, go.
I see how it is.
Walt,
Y'all caught it in
I hear-
4K.
hey,
This
let me just come out and say this stream is not in 4K, man. don't be telling people that, man. We running
Caught
at
in 240.
we running at 1080p if we lucky, all right? So let's get that right. Walt, go ahead, man.
Yeah, okay. Well, y'all, this is my last episode. No, I'm kidding. These next few days, I'm less than 5 days from actually getting out of this house and getting into the next one. Gonna be crossing that ocean into the States. I'll be busy as hell because I got a wedding. I got like 3 family outings before that, so I won't have any me time. I won't be playing much video games in the next 5 days. But after that, I'll be set up by E3. So, geez, why are people playing music so loud? So be on the lookout at Level 1 Gaming, because this will be my first E3, with actual like opinions. I haven't had many opinions in the past, but I'm gonna be. And I just recently played a couple of oldies, so I got some opinions there too. So if you want to catch me down below at Twitter, at Waltlando, at Level 1 Gaming, y'all be on the lookout. Because gamers, y'all need to think critically. And I need to let you know. So be on the lookout for whatever I might post.
Why are you telling people what to do, man? Come on now.
Hey man, I'm giving you the tools. You choose if you want to just throw them away or if you just want to use them. I'm
All
just
right.
giving the advice.
All right,
People wild.
fair enough, man. Fair enough.
That's right, man. Just
Um,
don't do it over Twitter. We talked about that.
yeah, man. That's you're playing fire there, man. Um, yeah. So thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and we will catch you guys next week to talk about all this. Hopefully it's a good E3, man. Hopefully we'll have a lot to talk about, which I envision we probably will. So yeah, see you guys next week. Peace.